Hey everybody, it's a beautiful day in Grand evening now in Grand Junction, Colorado, and we're here in Lowe's, and we're gonna talk. Sorry, I just got done running down feeding the aisle to grab something before the video started.
We're getting old.
Yeah, I'm out of breath. But anyways, we're gonna talk about something that's really, because we just got done, I hope, with an inversion here in the valley. If you live in Grand Junction or the valley, you know what we're talking about. The inversion. It's been freezing cold. Today it actually got warm enough.
So cold.
Today I actually took my coat off. I had my short sleeve shirt on outside.
And it was
"Woohoo!"
about
great.
45.
And the sun came out. It's beautiful. But if you've been this last week in your house and miserable because it's been like cold in your house, it might be time to look at your insulation. So we're going to just talk about R value here a little bit and what it means to you in your home. So we're going to start with the attic and work our way down because heat loss obviously goes up. So we'll start there. So the first thing is insulation in the attic. Now, if you're in newer homes, 2000s up, some early 90s stuff, you know, the late 90s, you probably have pretty good insulation in your attic already. Should. Depending on where you live, your codes, and, you know, things like that. But you should have good insulation in your attic already. And probably most likely you have something of this nature right here, which is a blown-in insulation. Now, you can't tell looking at the bags, but this is kind of, I think, the white stuff right here. It's itch-free. It's not that bad. It's pretty nice stuff. This is green fiber. This is more of a cellulose style stuff. It's the gray colored stuff that you see in some attics. So if you look here, they have a nice little chart on here. It tells you all your R value factors and everything like that. Just avoid these first three. They really don't matter for an attic because nowadays there's codes for what your attics are. So now, if you're down in the south areas, all of South Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, you know, you guys down south, most of you guys are probably in the R20 plus to 30 values. You need the R22 up value. We're in Colorado. We're in the middle range, so basically go up just, there's the lines, they're kind of squiggly, but just imagine going straight across the United States, Colorado being in the center of it. We would be the middle section of the zone, and we need an R38. Actually, where Grand Junction is right now, we're kind of on the line. I looked at a couple different maps. We're kind of on the line. They say we're in the northern area, then they don't say we're in the northern area, depending on which map you look at. If you're in the northern area, you need an R49 plus R value. So, now how do you know how much insulation you have in your attic? First place? Well, the first thing you got to do is get up in your attic and measure insulation. Are those what? No, I think those. I'll look at those in a second. I'll show you if I think they're over down. So the thing is, louder? Okay, she's telling me louder. So I'm just going to lay this down here for comparison. Let's say this is your ceiling joist. Now, 2x4 most likely would be a truss system, and you can go up 2x8s and on up, depending on how, whatever. I can tell you right now, if you climb up in your attic and you can see the top of a 2x4, you got like an R15 value, you need more insulation out of that. But how do you calculate it if you can't? Well, first thing is you dig down, get down to your sheet board, let's say this is the ceiling, get a tape measure out, try not to serve it on one side, measure your thickness of your insulation, and a rough calculation is however many inches you have times 3.75 roughly. That's going to give you an R value. So let's say a wall is 3.5 inches thick. You times it by 3.75 roughly, somewhere in there. It basically gives you the R15 value. So that's what most walls are common with, R15. So that gives you pretty close to what you need to know. Another good sign that you might need insulation is if it's cold and been snowing and your neighbors have snow on the roof and you look over and your roof doesn't have any snow on it and you can see the lines of all the roof rafters and the snow in between is melted and there's the white line where your rafter is, yeah, you probably need some insulation because there's heat raising through your ceiling and melting the roof, snow off your roof. That's another good clue. Just a quick one there. If you ever come home, you're like, wow, there's no snow on the roof. Oh, we probably need more insulation.
It means all your heat is going out through your roof.
Yeah, it's going up and gone. It's out of there. So, with this stuff, you can get somebody to come install it. places like Lowe's here, Home Depot, and other big retailers. If you rent about 10 bags, depends on which place you live.
If you buy 10 bags.
Yes, a rental.
Yes. You can't bring them back.
You can't bring it back. Well, you can if you don't use it.
Yeah.
Brand new stuff.
Yeah.
But if you buy like 10 bags here, they will give you the blow for
Just tell I'm just going to rent this for the winter. I'll bring it back in the summer.
Yeah, I don't need it in the summer. I'll just bring it back. Okay, so that's your attics. That's your worst heat loss is usually through your attic right there. So right? Okay, so let's move on down to your walls. Now, that insulation is the next aisle over, and you can see some right through here. There's some there's 2x4 walls. That's R15. It's 3.5 inches wide. So you can put that in your walls. Then if you have 2x6 walls, you put in the 2x6 insulation. And that's great and dandy. I should mention that everything has an R factor.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Everything has an R factor. Everything. And what R factor is the resistance to transfer heat. So basically, the greater the R number, the less heat that can penetrate through. So everything has an R factor, I should say. Even your 2x4 framing has an R factor. The sheathing on the outside of your house has an R factor, and the sheetrock has an R factor. It all has an R factor. And there's a whole bunch of scientific blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into that. It's a bunch of numbers, and it's a lot of fun. But let's just start with, let's say you have your basic 2x4 wall. You're going to have your sheathing on the outside, and then whatever siding you have on top of that. Or, depending on where you live, sometimes they use the siding, the plywood siding that is the sheathing, and that's it. Hopefully, before they did that, they put this stuff on there. Now, this is Tyvek. Well, this is the Lowe's brand right here, and it's a thermal barrier. Now, I grabbed a short stick. This is like a little 3-footer. They have them 8 and 9 foot tall. This would go either against the studs or against the plywood, and then your siding. This basically stops air transfer. So, and then you got your seal tapes to go around all your windows, things like that. And why you want to stop the air transfer is if you have insulation here, but you have a hole that's drilled right here in your siding, that air is going to penetrate, go all the way down, up, back around this insulation, and right out your nice little outlet box you got there. It's going to come right through where the wire is and right out into your house, and you're going to feel a nice little cool air draft that's losing heat. Plus you're also getting airflow in, which is cold air. So there's a couple things that you can do about this. First off, if you're putting siding in your house, I recommend doing something like Tyvek here, or some kind of wrap that goes on the exterior of the house before the siding goes on. Next is if you have your house open, like say you're doing a remodel, you're building brand new construction, anywhere where the wire, now this is pest block, let's see, here's windows and doors, that's fire block, here we go, just regular windows and doors, just expand the foam. Anywhere where you have a hole drilled through your stud, or through the bottom plate, especially the bottom plates, guys. Because if you're on a crawl space, any cold air in your crawl space is going to come through that hole into your house. Feel around the wire with some expanded foam. Same with the top plate, anywhere it goes through. Let's say, now you're going to be like, but hey, my house is already done. It's finished. I have a crawl space. Here recently, I did my house when we remodeled it. I did go through there and do that, but I was thinking that maybe I was leaking a little more air, so I went into the crawl space with a flashlight, and I just followed all the wires underneath, around, until I found where they went, up into the wall, took the expanded foam, and shot it up in there. If I didn't think it was filled, I shot it with some more expanded foam around that. So that's a good trick. If you're brave, I'm not going to recommend this, but if you're brave, expanded foam is really messy. This is on there, you feel a lot of air coming through. These little knockouts are where the wire goes through. You could stick this back in there and shoot a little bit in it, but there's a catch to that. If you put too much in there, it's going to go around your outlet and cause a problem. So, that's your deal if you want to be risky. I don't recommend it, but what I do recommend is if you do feel air coming through, they sell these right here. They sell them in little packs. You can see the split line right there. There's an outlet cover, or you can use it as a dual cover. You can see all little knockouts right here. Right there. So there's for plug-ins. There's for light switch. They have the different style knockouts. You just knock out the appropriate one.
What's it called?
Okay, we'll show you the deal. Outer seal.
Outlet seal.
Outlet seal.
Sealer.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Outlet sealer. We'll get it right here eventually. You can see what they show, how they show it going on there like that. So if you're in the Grand Junction Lowe's, it's aisle 19 near the front of the store with all the other sealers for doors and things like that. And you just basically you stick that on there, and then you just reinstall your cover like that, and it seals it up. That's a great little product, easy to install for anybody to do that. So if you have air penetrating, that's great. Now let's get on down. We've gotten to the wall. Let's get on down to your crawl space or even your basement. Anywhere where the outside joist is like this is we'll call this the rim joist. Your plywood decking is going to sit here, and all your floor joists are going to run into this. If it's exposed, that's not insulated. You need to put insulation in there and fill that void space in with insulation. That's going to keep your crawl space a lot warmer. It's going to keep your floor from your basement warmer too, and your basement warmer as well for the basement. If you have a crawl space by code, technically they have these blankets that you're supposed to run down over the foundation to the footer to insulate the actual concrete itself too. So you need that as well. But anything you do like that will help insulate. Anywhere on the perimeter that you can see bare wood, there's no insulation there, insulate it. That's going to help you as well there. Keep your crawl space warmer, keep your floor warmer, keep your house warmer basically. Because you're not allowing the cold air to come in and then just kind of keep your floor cold basically. So that's another thing you want to do. So that is a few of the things that you want to do. We've talked about the R value and what that means. Attics are the worst. Walls, typically they're filled already with whatever is going to fit in there, like the R15 for 3.5 wall, or I can't think what it is for 2x6 walls. Crawl spaces, like our house is not done. Our crawl space isn't done. Never was. Built in 1962. Never had a lick of insulation in it at all. That's one thing I got to do this summer. I want to get taken care of. We've talked about the R value. And like I said, the resistance to heat. The higher the number, the better it is. So one more thing I want to go over with you guys real quick. Just real quick. We're going to walk over here. Just because this is kind of like the yin and the yang of insulation right here. And we'll walk over here. Sorry, I'm trying not to walk too fast. Okay. Windows, guys. I'm going to try to find one here that's turned around. It's all turned around backwards. Windows are going to have this. Doors are going to have this. And there it is, right there. So the opposite of the R factor is the U factor. Not really opposites, I don't know. There's, like I said, the whole scientific thing that they do with it, I'm not going to get into. But U factor is basically the loss of heat. And windows are primarily a heat loser. They lose heat. Doors, they lose heat. Anywhere where you put an opening into a house is going to be a heat loss or an air conditioning loss, whatever you want to call it. It's going to lose something. So how they measure that is with what they call the U factor. Right here, see right there, the U factor? And basically what that means is, here's US, they have metrics too. Don't ignore the metrics unless you're in Europe. The lower the U factor, the better it is. So the R factor is, the higher the number, the better. The U factor, the lower the number, the better. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at brand new windows. Lower the U factor, the better it is. If you have some of those older houses that have the single pane glass, glass windows, aluminum frame like ours did when we bought it originally, you got no factor measuring.
Give up now.
Give up. Yeah. So that is the. I just wanted to show you guys that really quick for the U factors, just so you know what that was. So now you know when you come look at U factors. One of the things I want to do here soon is I'm going to get a thermal imaging gun. I want to shoot our house and see. Yeah, I'm going to use our house for the guinea pig, right?
It's not.
Yeah, thermal imaging gun will basically show you how much heat loss you have because you point right at the house and show you all your hot spots. Windows will technically be hotter than the rest of the house. They should be. Doors should be next.
Your wife will be hot.
You should be. You better be.
Anyway.
But anyways, I want to get one of those and do that just because I think it's going to be a neat thing to show people. So that's something I'm going to do here in the next few weeks. So look for that to come up, the thermal imaging gun, and we'll show you all that and play around with that and mess around with it and see how it works out. So, guys, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Of course, you can always Google everything on the internet. It's wonderful.
We have a ton of videos on Facebook.
Yep,
There's
check
mightymanhandyman.com and Pinterest, YouTube,
and I think I'm gonna do
Instagram.
I think we'll do a blog here in the next couple of weeks, maybe.
We
on
do a blog every week, but we'll do one on.
installation, and we'll go into more detail with that. So that'll be coming up in the next few weeks because I don't know what's already.
I think we're
posted.
booked for January for blogs, but February we might do
we
one.
kind of book them way out in advance, so they're already lined up and just drop
A
them.
cool one that we are going to do though, and I think it's this next Saturday. Yeah, it's this Saturday coming. Is go talk about countertops with Quartzworks.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up. Is it this Saturday?
Yeah, it's this
Thursday?
Saturday, I
Oh,
think.
Thursday.
It's the 18th. Whatever day that is.
We'll post it as it gets posted, guys. We'll let you know. We gotta look at the calendar. We live by a calendar.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know on that one. But guys, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a great evening, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.